So the history of PlayStation begins in 1988 when Sony and Nintendo were working together to develop the Super Disc. Nintendo was leading the video game market at that time. Sony had not yet entered the video game market, however they were eager to make a move. By teaming with the market leader, they believed they had a good chance of success. However, Sony and Nintendo parted ways business-wise as Nintendo decided to use Philips as a partner instead. In 1991, Sony introduced a modified version of the original Super Disc as part of the new game console, the Sony PlayStation. Research and development for the PlayStation had begun in 1990. It was unveiled at the Consumer Electronics Show in 1991. Then, in 1994, the new PlayStation 1 was released and was no longer compatible with Nintendo game cartridges and only played CD-ROM based games. Within a year, they had sold almost 7 million worldwide. They reached the milestone of 100 million units by the end of 2003. 9 years and 6 months after its initial launch, its successor, the PS2, was released in 2000. The PS2 is the best-selling home console to date, having reached over 155 million units. Announced in 1999, the PS2 offered backwards compatibility for its predecessors, DualShock controller, as well as for its games. More than 3,874 game titles have been released for the PS2 since its launch, and more than 1.5 billion copies have been sold. Sony later manufactured several smaller, lighter revisions of the console known as Slimline models in 2004. Sony's next console, the PlayStation 3, was released in 2006. And had sold over 80 million consoles worldwide. The console was first officially announced at E3 2005 and was released at the end of 2006. It was the first console to use Blu-ray disc as its primary storage medium. The console was the first PlayStation to integrate social gaming services including PlayStation Network and its remote connectivity with the PlayStation Portable as well as the PlayStation Vita. In September 2009, the slim model of the PlayStation 3 was released, and a super slim variation was then released in later 2012, further refining and redesigning the console. Sony's latest console, the PlayStation 4, was released in 2013, selling 1 million consoles in its first 24 hours on sale, becoming the fastest selling console in history. Announced as a successor to the PlayStation 3 during a press conference on February 20th, 2013, it was launched on November 15th in North America, on November 29th in Europe, South America and Australia, and February 22nd, 2014 in Japan. Moving away from the more complex cell microarchitecture of its predecessor, the console features an AMD accelerated processing unit which can theoretically peak at 1.8 teraflops. AMD stated that it was the most powerful APU it had developed to date. The console's controller was also redesigned and improved over the PlayStation 3 with improved buttons, an analog stick, and a touchpad. In addition, the console also supports HDR10 high dynamic range video. On September 7, 2016, Sony unveiled the PlayStation 4 Pro, a high-end version of the console with an upgraded GPU and higher CPU clock rate to support enhanced performance and 4K resolution on supported titles. The company also released a variant of the original model with a smaller form factor and the release of a patch to add HDR support to all existing consoles. The PlayStation line also includes some handhelds. The first handheld game console in the PlayStation series, the PSP or PlayStation Portable, sold a total of 80 million units worldwide. Development of the handheld was announced during E3 2003 and was unveiled on May 11, 2004 at a Sony press conference before the next E3. The system was released in Japan on December 12 and on March 24, 2005 in North America. PSP was the most powerful portable console when launched, even more powerful than the Nintendo DS. It was the first real competitor to Nintendo's handheld domination, where many challengers had failed. Several different models were released and the PSP line was succeeded by the PlayStation Vita. The PS Vita was released in Japan on December 17, 2011, with releases in North America, Europe and other worldwide regions starting on February 22nd. The sales of the Vita started strong at launch but then stalled and greatly underperformed. The system only managed to sell 4 million units worldwide in its first 10 months on the market and estimated by analysis to only be at 6 million units sold after 2 years of its availability.